Found my new home. It's a bit of a fixer-upper, mainly because it's just a giant pit. Parking my bag on this tree so the ants don't steal my snacks, and here's the bamboo ladder of doom. Looks totally OSHA approved, right? Okay, let's see if this masterpiece of engineering actually holds my weight. It looks less like a professional excavation and more like a very confused bird's nest. Ta-da! Enter the explorer, looking remarkably clean and ready to get immediately filthy. Watch out, branch coming through. I'm basically a forest wizard now, just with more swag. Clearing these sticks is like a game of pickup sticks that I'm definitely losing. And now, the leaf sweep. Nature's confetti is a real mess to clean up. Still moving crunchy leaf salad around. Who knew archaeology was basically 90% yard work? Time to climb out and check the progress. Behold, my very own dirt rectangle. Truly a geometric masterpiece. Back into the pit, making sure every inch is sufficiently, well, dirt-like. Is this an archaeological wonder or just an elaborate way to hide from chores? Admiring the view. Yep, that's a grade A hole right there. Back to the grind, literally. Just me and my tiny hoe, making the dirt look extra flat. I am officially a professional dirt stylist. Olympic gold for this squat form. My chiropractor is going to love me. Look at this form. Who needs a gym membership when you can squat in the dirt and whack clay until your legs give out? It's just me, my tiny hoe, and a pit that's basically a life sentence at this rate. Still picking at this wall like I'm hunting for gold or just a reason to skip the gym. Switching to the big shovel now. Watch out, world. I'm practically a human backhoe. Big shovel time. Watch out, dirt. I mean business now. Look at that form. Pushing down, then tossing it aside like yesterday's news. I'm basically a human backhoe, just with way less horsepower. Back to the grind. I'm really attacking this corner now, giving it my all. I'm trying to look like a professional excavator, but honestly, I'm just a human-sized gopher. Standing up is overrated anyway. I'll just crawl into my hole and hack away like a very determined mole. Whack. Surely there's treasure here, or at least a confused worm. Still down here, playing in the dirt like a toddler looking for buried treasure, or just a very interesting worm. Up we go. My knees are currently making sounds like a bowl of Rice Krispies. Back to the shovel to show this pit who's boss, even if my back strongly disagrees. Back to the grind. Shoveling is my life now, and my back is already filing for a messy divorce. Behold, peak performance in a very dusty hole. Time for some wall exfoliation. Maybe I'll find a secret passage, or just more dirt. From up here, I'm basically a very industrious ant. Only 500 more cubic feet to go. Just giving these walls a quick spa treatment. Exfoliation is key, even for dirt. Behold, the beginning of my luxury mud mansion. Very minimalistic, very earthy. Great neighborhood, very quiet neighbors. Time to bring in the heavy artillery, also known as a really big stick I found. Carefully navigating the edge here. Safety first, style a very distant second. Alright, logs are staged. Time for some high-stakes precision engineering. Let's see if this hole is actually deep enough, or if I'm just measuring how much more digging I have to do. Okay, time for some high-stakes logistics. Measure twice, scratch it with a saw once, and pray I haven't forgotten basic math. Zing! Retracting the tape is honestly the most dangerous part of this whole job. Time for some high-speed sawing. Well, high speed for me. I'm basically a human power tool, minus the power and the speed. Timber, or tiny loglet. Now let's see if this actually fits, or if I'm just decorating a very expensive hole. Back to sawing. Who needs a gym when you've got logs and a dream? Moving this bit, and back to the grind. My triceps are officially retired. Picking the lucky log today. You look sturdy enough. Heave-ho! My back will definitely thank me later. Check out the view from my pit. 5 stars, would dig again. Back to earth. Well, technically below it. I've traded my dignity for this very specific digging stick. Behold, the pinnacle of structural engineering. 4 logs and a lot of hope. Alright, planting the giant toothpick. If this isn't level, my future house will have the structural integrity of a wet taco. Is this precision engineering with a stick? And we're good. Time to walk away before it falls. I'm giving this corner some tough love with my digging stick. Firm, but fair. Alright, playing human mole today. Hopefully I don't hit a grumpy worm. Up we go. This post won't hold itself up, much like my weekend diet plans. Digging is my cardio. Alright, time to play a high-stakes game of please don't fall over with the stick. I'm basically a professional dirt sculptor now, specializing in vaguely upright logs. Stay, and perfect. It's definitely, mostly, probably secure. Up we go. Assessment, it's looking very holy in here. Time for a tactical descent. Up. Nailed it. I've officially reached peak mountain goat energy. Hopping back in, 10 points for the landing, 0 for the style. Time to wrestle this log into place. Steady now, and whack! That's 1 nail closer to a finished roof. Giving this post a few more aggressive love taps with the hatchet to make sure it behaves. Alright, time for the heavy lifting. I am basically a human forklift at this point, just with significantly less health insurance. A few more whacks for good measure. Precision is overrated anyway. Time for giant pickup sticks. Sliding these beams across. Look at that, it's actually starting to look like a roof. A few more bonks for good measure. Accuracy? Never heard of her. Now for the roof beams. Seriously, if this collapses, I'm just going to call it a very elaborate pitfall trap. Give it 1 last love tap to make sure it stays put. And boop, into the pit. It's actually quite nice down here, even if I did just spend hours digging my own stylish trap. Back for more. Turns out my initial pile of sticks was, well, pathetic. Lugging this bundle over the terrain is basically a forest-themed CrossFit session. And drop. My spine is definitely going to file a formal complaint later. Whew, that's one workout I definitely didn't sign up for. Now I just need to find a piece of wood that isn't judging my lack of upper body strength. Alright, let's see what we're actually working with here. Found a winner. This board looks sturdy enough to support my questionable architectural decisions. Step 1. Balance precariously over a pit. Safety first. Never heard of her. And now for the arm workout I definitely didn't sign up for. Just keep sawing. Okay, time to play real-life Tetris with these wooden boards. Bending down like this is the real workout. My knees are definitely going to file a formal complaint by tomorrow morning. There we go, perfectly misaligned. Time for some precision engineering, or as I call it, hoping this plank doesn't snap. Slapping this baby down. Look at that alignment. A professional would be weeping right now, mostly from pity. Right, time to descend into my luxurious earthen suite. Watch the landing. Nailed it. Now for the pillar of my empire. It's straight-ish. All right, aligning this pillar to perfectly straight-ish standards. Time for the high-tech precision adjustment tool. Just a little tappy-tap-tap with the axe. Professional engineering, folks. Is it straight? Honestly, I'm just guessing at this point. A little tap down low for moral support. And another up high because I like hitting things. Precision engineering, guys. Back down for some floor-level percussion. Up we go. My knees are definitely gonna hate me tomorrow. Time for the top shelf. Big swing. Okay, plank number, I've lost count. Get in your hole. Whack. Just a tiny adjustment at the bottom. Now for the tippy-toe reach. If I fall, tell my cat I loved him. Give it one more good thwack. Step back, look professional. Yep, it's a wall, or a very fence for a confused mole. Back to the grind, squat and hammer. DIY CrossFit is no joke. Axe hammering, strictly a professional. Take that, dirt. Slotting in another piece of splintery Tetris. Up we go. I think my knees just filed for divorce. Still down here, giving this plank some tough love. Using an axe as a hammer, peak engineering right here. Up we go. Whack. Close enough for government work if the government lived in a hole. Back to the squats. My glutes are going to be legendary after this wall is finished. Just a little tap-tap-taparoo with the blunt end of the axe. Peak engineering right here. Perfect. Mostly. Okay, standing up for the main event. Hammering at height. Who needs a real hammer when you have an axe and a dream? Thwack. Building a fortress or maybe just a very stylish dirt cage. Don't judge my process. Just a quick alignment check. Yep, looks straightish to me. Alright, time to play human Tetris with these planks. Hold still, buddy. Don't fall on my head. Hammer time. Look at me go. Mostly hitting the nails. Just a quick little trim at the bottom. Next piece. If it's slightly crooked, we'll just call it rustic sheet. Is that plank actually straight? Let's just call it artistic choice. Moving to the bottom now. My knees are already filing a formal complaint against this whole fun project. Take that, gravity. Whack. Another plank down. Who needs a spirit level when you have pure vibes? Now, let's pin this log down so my luxury mud bed doesn't dissolve mid-nap. Come on. Stay. Perfect. I'm basically a jungle architect now, right? Still hammering away because apparently my knees haven't officially filed for divorce quite yet. Now for some mystery mud in these wall gaps. If I can't see the bugs, they definitely can't see me. That's how science works, right? Back to the hammering. If I accidentally hit my thumb, we are all going to pretend it didn't happen, okay? Whack, whack. Look at that form. Olympic level wood bashing right here. This orange hammer is basically my entire personality now. Bright, loud, and surprisingly heavy. Still hammering. One missed swing and my thumb becomes a pancake. Switching to the saw. It's tiny, but it's got a big personality. Look at that professional sawing action. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Time for some precision surgery with my tiny, tiny saw. I am basically a lumberjack, if lumberjacks used equipment found in a dollhouse. Almost there. Enough sawing. My arms have officially turned into wet noodles. Moving inside the lobby to nail these supports. It's basically high-stakes Legos, just with way more dirt and splinters. Thwack. 1 stick, 2 sticks. I'm basically a beaver with better fashion sense. Walking these in with the axe. Who needs a real hammer anyway? And boom, a picket fence for dirt. Truly a masterpiece of rustic over-engineering. Just giving these logs a little motivation to stay in place. Give it a real good thump. And stand back. Look at that. It's almost straight enough to pass an inspection. Almost. Time to ascend my rustic throne. If it collapses, let's just pretend it was a planned demolition. Crouching is officially my new cardio. Now, let's give this plank some tough love with the axe. Tap, tap, tap. There. Solid as a rock. Well, a very splintery rock. Next piece of the puzzle. Come on, slide into your new home. A little tap, tap, taparoo with the axe head. Hammer's overrated anyway. Looking almost professional. Just a little tap, tap, taparoo here. Who needs a hammer when you have an axe and a total disregard for tool safety? And stand tall. The floor is officially down. Ah, check it out. A 5-star bench at a 1-star location. Very chic. Time to clear these scraps before I trip and lose whatever's left of my dignity. Enough lounging. Time to get back to work in my luxury wooden fortress. I see a rebel peg that needs some aggressive encouragement. Whack. Construction is basically just hitting things until they finally behave. Whack. 1 peg down, and only my pride is slightly bruised from all this crouching. The bench is officially rustic chic, which is really just fancy code for a major splinter hazard. Up we go. Time to see what I can do with this giant wooden toothpick. Back to my favorite hobby, hitting things with a hammer until they obey. I am basically a woodpecker, but with much better cargo pants. Stay put, floor logs. Don't even think about rolling away. I'm basically a mountain goat now, just way less fluffy and holding an axe. Grabbing more wood because this project is a bottomless pit of lumber. Time for a deep squat to line up this baseboard. Professionalism is my middle name. Securing the baseboard with some high precision whacking. Moving on to the floor frame. It's like a giant wooden puzzle, but with more splinters and sweat. Floorboard Tetris time. Let's see if I can do this without a trip to the ER. Checking the walls. Still standing. Good enough for me. Now, hammer time. Watch the thumbs, buddy. Whack. Nothing says precision engineering like hitting wood until it finally complies. Now for a quick round of rustic Tetris. Fits perfectly. Another board, another splinter. It's like Tetris for people who actually enjoy manual labor. Whack. Precision is strictly optional when you have a big enough axe to convince things to fit. Tucking this one into the corner. Just ignore the growing mountain of extra pieces behind me. Flooring is done. I'm officially a master of flat surfaces. Now witness the high-angle drama as I descend into the depths of my creation. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but I've had bigger lunches. Dropping down to survey my jungle kingdom. It's a 5-star hotel if you happen to be a very fancy mole. Welcome to my luxury hole. It's very dirt chic. Adding some structural integrity now. There we go. I'm basically a beaver with a much better hat. And parkour! Who needs a gym when you have a giant hole and a questionable sense of self-preservation? Just making sure these supports are solid. If this roof fails, at least I've built myself a very high-end, wood-lined coffin. Human forklift mode, engage! Bringing the wood inside without knocking myself out is the real trick. Welcome to the Master Suite. Rafter check time. Let's see if this board actually fits where I want it to. Nope. Maybe a little hammer therapy will convince it. And we're back to sawing. Measure once, saw forever. That's my motto, apparently. Victory! I've officially conquered that plank. Now for the roof. My professional strategy? Just hit it until it finally decides to listen. Time to play, where does this board go? My guess is somewhere just out of my reach. If the house ends up leaning, we'll just call it artistic flair. It's all about the perspective, right? Stretching for the stars, or at least the top of this wall. Just a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Easy does it. Who needs a ladder when you've got sheer determination and surprisingly long arms? Arms are spaghetti, but the roof waits for no one. Just giving this board some gentle hammer encouragement to stay put. And nailed it. Mostly. Don't look too closely. Admiring the view from down here. It's either a ceiling or a very heavy wooden blanket. One last love tap with the axe, just to show it who's boss. There. Officially structurally sound-ish. Alright, enough staring at the ceiling like it is the Sistine Chapel. Time for some high-end waterproofing. Check out this fancy black plastic. And flick! It is the latest in bunker couture fashion. Deploying the giant garbage bag. Apocalypse chic is very in this season. Just tugging the corners so my bedroom doesn't turn into a DIY swamp overnight. Perfect! Stealth level 100. Behold the world's most humble shovelwork. If I dig any slower, I might actually grow roots myself. Now to hide this very obvious plastic under some leaves. Presto! It's like I was never even here, except for the giant hole. Grabbing some more of nature's finest confetti to hide my trail. And hop! Who knew forest interior design was such a literal workout? Back to the pit. Welcome to Extreme Makeover Bunker Edition. Step 1, disguise the evidence with crunchy floor trash. There, perfectly hidden, assuming nobody actually uses their eyes. Time to drop into my super secret, totally not a hole in the ground lair. Look at this view from the bottom. It's actually quite cozy, provided you're a fan of fresh lumber and the smell of damp dirt. Time to rejoin the surface dwellers. Just gotta wiggle out of here without pulling a muscle or looking like a confused mole. Almost there, and I'm back! Still the undisputed queen of the woods. Time to prop this baby open. Gravity is such a buzzkill today. There, one stick, infinite hope. I'm out of here before the mosquitoes find me. Changed my mind. Mosquitoes 1, me 0. Back to the pit. Time for a very tactical descent into the abyss. Time to ascend to the upper world. Touchdown. Peace and quiet at last. Let's get some mood lighting in this hole. Hook goes there. Perfect. Rustic chic at its finest. Now what's next in my tiny kingdom? Perimeter check time. Popping out like a very confused groundhog. No bears? Cool. Back inside to rustle with this fancy heater before it gets dark. Time for some culinary magic, or me just fumbling with these giant metal lunchboxes. Tray goes in. Perfect. Now for the charcoal. It's like Tetris, but with way more soot on my fingers. Because one tiny grill just isn't enough for my ambition or my appetite. Charcoal Tetris level 1. Time to set up my 5-star kitchen in this high-tech wooden box. Behold the corn. It's so tiny, I'm pretty sure I'm catering a hamster's wedding. And on the grill you go. Behold the world's most minimalist potato kebab. I'll just squeeze these on next to the corn. It's a real party now. Fire hazard? Never heard of her. Meat time. Witness my masterclass chopstick technique. Don't drop it, don't drop it. First slice down. And number 2 joins the party. Scooting these over. Time for the circle squad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Precision. I'm basically a Michelin chef in a shack. 5 salamis and a bit of fat shellac. Time to wrestle this ham out of its plastic prison. And plop. Welcome to the party, square meat. Look at that chopstick finesse. I'm basically a processed meat ninja. Flipping the ham, it's a high-stakes game of breakfast Tetris in here. And nailed it. Behold my secret lair. It's basically a luxury apartment for moles. Don't mind the safety stick holding the roof up. It's OSHA approved, probably. Home sweet hole. Back inside my cozy hideout, and it's time for some 5-star underground barbecue. Check out these elite chopstick skills. Easy now, this mystery meat is lava hot. A quick blow to save my tongue, and dirt floor dining at its finest. Tastes like victory and sodium. Mostly sodium. Look at that multitasking. Flipping ham while I'm still chewing. Efficiency is my middle name. I'm basically a 5-star chef in a wooden box. I'm a multitasking master. Flipping meat while holding my plate like a trophy. Quick bite. Perfect. Back to the grill duties. Time to harvest the spam fruits of my labor. 1 slice, 2 slices. In this lighting, even processed meat looks like a gourmet feast. Table? We don't need no table. My lap is a perfectly good 5-star dining surface. Look at me go. Chewing bread and flipping ham. This is peak human performance right here. Carb loading. Essential for the high-intensity activity of sitting in a shed. Okay, eyes on the prize. Can't let the main course get lonely or, heaven forbid, burnt. A little flip here, a little nudge there. Chef de cabine at your service. Finally, time to dig in. I'm officially a master of the indoor grill. A very dangerous title indeed. So good. Chewing is definitely the hardest work I've done all day. I'm already reaching for more because, well, hunger never sleeps. Forget hunting. I've mastered the art of the indoor picnic. Bread time. Next up, artisanal corn on a stick. Very gourmet. Time for some tea. Steady hands now. I'd hate to ruin these high-fashion survival pants with a boiling splash. Pure cabin luxury. 1 sip of tea to wash down the cabin fever. Tastes like victory and sawdust. Time for the penthouse. Fancy ladder, isn't it? All right, time to execute the most ungraceful exit in history. Coffee first, dignity a distant second. And we have breach. Hello, Nightwoods. Please don't eat me. just gonna sit here on the edge and contemplate my life choices. Ah, nature. It's like a TV, but with way more mosquitoes. Just wiping off that I just built a bunker glow. Cheers to me. Now back to my basement life. Checking for any judgmental owls before I turn in. Seal the vault. Back in my 5-star cedar suite. Now to find my snacks or my dignity at the bottom of this bag. All right, time to turn this wooden dungeon into a 5-star suite. Just gotta fluff the, well, whatever this gray blob is. And now the best part of the day. Warning, boot removal may result in immediate biohazard alerts. Boots off. My toes are finally free, although the air quality in here just plummeted. One last look at the ceiling, and then plywood luxury, here I come. Ah, finally horizontal. Time for the world's most awkward self-tuck-in. I am basically a human burrito in a log cabin. Lights out. Hope the jaguars aren't hungry tonight.